All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutation to much love to Yakim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. And this is the brother Ash coming back with another video concerning the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. and yeah, just Lord's will is edifying. But this is an article I came across. It's on Bloomberg.com, so it's a pretty reputable source here. So it says cryptocurrencies. Sweden explores moving to a digital currency, which, I don't know what they talk about exploring. They are moving to it, okay, as well as other countries, China being one of them. I know in the Bahamas, one of those islands have started the digital dollar. I forgot what it's called. It's like the shell something. But nonetheless, it's a digital currency. And, people out in Sweden, they've been taking the chip. That they had, you going years back, they've been taking the chip. So this is, not by surprise. And Sweden didn't really have a huge impact with this whole epidemic. Because ultimately, they already taken the chip. And the end game for this whole scenario, this live exercise, as they say, is ultimately the end game is the chip, to get people to take the chip. But I found this interesting. You'll see why. So this is Sweden, right? It says Sweden's government will start exploring the feasibility of having the country move to a digital currency, marking another step into the unknown of the world's most cashless society. Key word. All right, so let's get the famous scripture, of course. Because cashless society means you can't do nothing with the current cash you have. You have to have it in the digital currency. If they change it, then the money you currently have is no good. And this is prophecy. This is Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right, so the key point is the buying and selling. Okay, that's what the scripture specifically point out the mark of the beast for. And here it is, countries are going cashless. And how do you buy and sell things? With the currency. So if they're going digital currency, they have to have means to access that currency, which right now is through your phones. Those little apps. Okay, Bitcoin and all, but soon it's going to be worldwide. So they're going to have to all get on one program, which is going to be the chip. All right, so it says per Bolland, financial markets minister said a review launched on Friday is expected to be completed by the end of November in 2022. Anna Kinberg Barta, a former chairwoman, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's the point. It says Sweden is among the first countries in the world to consider introducing a digital currency. Its central bank is already running a pilot project. All right, now remember, this article is just made a couple of days ago. The pandemic happened at the beginning of the year, 2020, right? So keep in mind, it says its central bank is already running a pilot project with a center PLC to introduce an electronic krona based on the same blockchain technology that underpins digital currencies like Bitcoin. So when I read that, I read Corona. Wait a minute. Corona with a K. Electronic Corona, so E-Korna. So I did some digging, and I found that what they're talking about, E-Korna, and the Swedish banks. Okay, it says the use of banknotes, and this is their website, okay, riksbank.se. So remember, Corona, what are the odds of their digital currency, their cashless currency, right, is called E-Korna? And what are the odds of that? So let's keep reading. It says the use of banknotes and coins is declining in society. At the same time, technological advances with regard to electronic money and payment methods are proceeding rapidly. Again, going back to the scripture, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, which goes to shy stigma, right? And you can go into further details about that. and other videos brothers have done. But Shai Stai Stigma is Greek, you know. It's a Greek acronym, I guess. Shai, not acronym, but it's saying, okay, and I believe it's stigma. Shai Stai Stigma. I believe it's the word stigma. You know, that matter of fact, let's go into it. Let's go to the blue letter. Cause I believe it's the word stigma that it really goes into what the mark of the beast is. All right. My advice. Oh, wrong verse. Slack it. Verse. Oh yeah, it was 17. Slack it. All right. So beast, the number of his name. Okay, so. Oh no, I said it is the next verse. Slack it. 18. The 666. That's what it is. Yeah, the 666. Shy side stigma. Okay, so the first word being Salakia, not that one. Let me see here. Shy. Yeah, I know there's a way to. Salakia. I know there's a way to get get the actual word stigma. Here it is. It says so. This is for stigma. Remember, so it's shy zai stigma, and then it says 14th, and then obsolete letter G 4742. It takes you to stigma. It just says to prick, a mark pricked or in or branded upon the body. The ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name of the stamp. So this is a stamp or a prick that they're going to use to mark you, okay, and that you won't be able to buy or sell without it. So that is the RFID microchip, ultimately, that technology. All right, all that information is going to be written into that chip, or through the chip it'll be accessible to that information. Okay, that's why they got the cloud and the 5G, the Internet of Things. Everything's already set up for this electronic money. So it says the Riksbank sees potential problems with the marginalization of cash and has therefore initiated a pilot project to develop a proposal for a technical solution for Swedish kroner in electronic form, which is, I'm guessing, the kroner. Oh, okay, so the Swedish kroner might be their currency. Maybe that's what it's called, kroner. But why would they name it Corona? Why would they change it to Corona? So it says an E-Korna. Notice in his head. Okay, but well, check this out. This is the point that I wanted to get to. All right, it says, as part of this, we started a project in the spring of 2017 to examine the scope of the Riksbank to issue a central bank digital currency, CBDC, a so-called E-Korna. So I found that interesting that in 2017 they were working on pilot programs for this digital currency called E-Korna with a K. Come on, man. There's no coincidence. We're not falling for it. Okay. So let's just bring out a couple scriptures. All right. Because we know what this devil's up to. That's why the scriptures say here in Sirach 12 and verse 10. Sirach 12 and 10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so it's his wickedness, right? So everything this devil is doing, it has an alternate agenda, okay? That's why you never trust him, all right? Here it is in 2017, he was making a digital currency called E-Korna, and now, lo and behold, the reason everything is moving the way is going is because of that very virus that's called the same thing. So it's all, it's all deception and Esau working iniquity upon his bed, right? Let's go to Micah. This is Micah chapter 2, and I'll start at 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of the hands, right? So this is an agenda they've had for a long time. All right, they didn't just this disease didn't just randomly pop up and now they got a random cure and no, this is all strategic. These devils been plotting this behind closed doors for a minute, and then they make mockery by doing things like this, naming their new digital currency E-Korna. Okay, what are the odds? Okay, I mean, honestly, it says an E-Korna would give the general public access to a digital complement to cash. where the state would guarantee the value of the money. Right now, they can't guarantee the paper money. They can't guarantee the value because that's what it is. It's fiat currency, specifically here in America. Right on the money, it tells you it's a debt note. Okay, so these devils, they working this iniquity upon their beds, and these motherfuckers lose sleep if they can't come up with something. So they've been in the works for centuries with this. Proverbs 4:16 says, "For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall." Right. So this devil loses sleep at night, trying to come up with ways how to kill Jake at the end of the day. All right, I try to get us into the pit. Try to date, and all these things that Esau is doing is ultimately to get Jake, because all of a sudden now Jake is a priority. All right, we got to save the minorities. Get the hell out of here with that crap, man. That's a bunch of bullshit, man. Hey, Jake, that's why, again, never trust thine enemy, because the same way, he treated you back in the day when he slaughtered our people by the millions, and that's the same way he gonna treat you now. He don't give a damn about you. Never will, never did. All right, so we'll end off on this, man, because this is the prayers that we hope for, and this is what we want from the Lord at the end of the day. Psalm 64:1. Hear my voice, O Yahweh Shem Shai, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Right, because that's that Illuminati, man. All right, the ones working behind closed doors, so to say, the puppeteers, if you will. They're the ones calling the shots. All right, the secret councils of the Bloomberg meetings, their summits or whatever, the shit that you don't hear about. That's the secret council of the wicked, and the wicked is Esau, Edom. But the Lord is going to hide us from that. Okay, the secret council is only going to will fall on the 2/3. All right, and they're going to get caught up. They're going to get microchipped. All right, and ultimately they're going to be destroyed. So Lord's will is edifying. I found that this E-Korna interesting for being their digital currency, and that's this is the road we're going down. As it says here, we are a cashless shop. This is what Esau, Edom, the beast system is pushing towards. Okay, and we're here. All right, and it's only a matter of time before they start chipping people. All right, so with that, shalom.